where he's not a quitter like Kawhi Leonard. I'm sorry, I had to bring that out, but I mean it's true. Jimmy Butler is gonna play his balls out to get a W, and I don't know. Hopefully this thing works out. I mean, it is really a good place for Jimmy Butler to be, especially alongside Andrew Wiggins and Karl-Anthony Towns. That's a really good lineup. And they're contending right now against the Warriors, against the Lakers. They've been winning games.
I mean, they lost yesterday, but
okay.
They lost. Yeah, today's the 3rd, so yesterday they played the Warriors. For those who don't know. All right, moving on to my small forward.
Moving on.
All right, so at the small forward spot, I have to go with my favorite player in the NBA, probably of all time, Kevin Durant. Which, those of you out there, definitely the guy sitting next to me is like, oh, it's biased, whatever. But Durant just is a consistent scorer. He's 5th in the league in points per game right now. He can do it from anywhere. He's pretty much automatic from mid-range. And he's so good. And he just does whatever the team needs him. I mean, Clay puts up 52, and KD quietly puts up like 28, 25, something like that, right? Curry puts up 51. No one's looking at Durant, but he still had like 35. And then both Curry and Clay have kind of off nights. Durant says, okay, I'll step up, puts up 41 of his own. I mean, takes on the Timberwolves, right? It's a kind of a neck-and-neck game. Durant steps up, puts up 33, leads the team. Like Durant, when it comes to scoring the basketball, I don't think there's anyone in the league that can score the ball better than Kevin Durant. He's a matchup
all around.
Just in general. He is a matchup nightmare.
Yes. When you say score around, like a score, like from anywhere on the court.
I'm just saying, in general,
This is difficult
Kevin
for
Durant.
me. I'm a hardwired LeBron fan. This is difficult.
No, well, even LeBron. Kevin Durant is a better scorer than LeBron James. And so he's in my book, which is biased, but he is the best scorer in the NBA right now. I think his range of what he can do with the basketball and how he is a matchup nightmare. He's just too good. But even beyond that, beyond being a scorer, he's a pretty good defender. He's a guy who protects the paint pretty much better than almost everyone else on the Warriors, other than probably Draymond and Jordan Bell. He's a premier shot blocker. He's a guy who runs the floor super well. He's got good vision.
I don't see him on the top 5 on blocks per game.
Oh, well, okay. So, I don't
Premier.
He is. No, I mean, you look at the team. It's like the Warriors themselves do not have a lot of height. It's not a team like the Sixers or the Celtics. Well, actually, the Celtics aren't that big either.
Al Horford?
Yeah, but that's just one.
Aaron Baines?
No.
Aaron Baines is tall.
Yeah, but he's trash. So, but going back to my point, who would I like to have who played well in October? Kevin Durant.
Can I hear your second favorite?
Small forward?
Yes. Or second, like, who would you pick?
If I couldn't pick Kevin Durant?
Yes. I just want to know, like, what you're looking at.
Probably Paul George.
Oh my god. Are you kidding me?
No, I'm not. I think Paul George is having a great year. I mean, he's had to, take care of a lot of the slack left behind from Russell Westbrook for the first couple games. He's balling out defensively. He's a great scorer, great defender, second in the league in steals per game. Your man LeBron is in 5th. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. He's just, I don't know. I'm liking. Actually, you know what? F it, not Paul George. The guy who I'm putting at my power forward, you could slide him in at small forward.
Who's that?
Giannis Antetokounmpo.
I wanted to say, like, was Giannis up there because they were like 7-0 or something?
The only reason I have Giannis, why I didn't mention him for number 2, is because I have him for the first place for power forward. I mean, he's 6'11", so I feel like you can slide him pretty much anywhere between 3 and 4, or even 5 if I really wanted to. But I feel like he slots best at like a 3 or 4. And since I had Durant at the 3, I figured I'd slide him down to 4. Antetokounmpo is just a guy who can score the basketball. He can rebound the basketball, block shots, steal, assists. Anything that you could ever want in a player, you can get from Giannis Antetokounmpo. He's leading his team. What did you say? They were 7-0 or something like that?
Something crazy until they lost to I believe the Celtics for the first time. But still, like, the Celtics are a really good team.
He's just a guy that I think goes out there and just performs every single night. And he doesn't have a great supporting cast. I mean, he's not a guy like Curry or Durant that has like a guy who can pick up the slack. Mm-hmm. He isn't Westbrook where he's got Paul George sitting next to him too. I've just been really impressed with Antetokounmpo, and I've said this before, and I'll say it again. I think that he will be an MVP in the future. I don't know how well the Bucks will do, but I definitely think Antetokounmpo is just destined for greatness. So I have him at 4, and I'm just going to round out my top 5, and then I think we'll get your opinions on these players. Mm-hmm. Joel Embiid, my 5. A guy who's second in the league in points a game. He had 40 last night against the Pistons or something like that.
He had 30-something points in the first half.
He's
in
just
17 minutes of play.
He's insane. He's a guy that he scores so well in the paint, but he can step outside, knock down a jumper. He rebounds the ball well. He blocks it pretty much better than almost everyone else in the league. He's 5th right now, but that's right now. We'll see how it adjusts. I think he's a good all-around center, and I'll be honest, I'm a sucker for that trash talk. I think it's really funny. He's just such a troll, and it's just so great to watch. He's a guy...
He's not toxic.
No.
He's funny.
And also, I really like that, he's a player that his team can rely on, almost like Antetokounmpo, where, if they need a bucket, they can be like, yo, Joel, it's all on you. And he can go out there, and he can do it from inside, do it from outside, whatever. But he can just go out there and perform. And that's something that I think that I really value in a player, and I think he's just a really good player to have. And
I also think that he's found a good balance between old school and new school.
Mm-hmm.
He can shoot, and he can also play defense. He can obviously block shots. I like that choice.
So... I'm just going to remind you my top 5. I have Curry, Butler, Durant, Antetokounmpo, and Joel Embiid. Which one of those would you change, or are you happy with my top 5, and why?
I'm okay that you didn't pick LeBron.
I don't think he's having that great of a month, I'll be honest. I have no problem with LeBron James. He is one of the best players in the NBA. But if you're asking me about the month of October, those players just had better months.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair. And that's also, obviously, I think that it can change. Obviously, adjusting to a new team, a team that can actually run the floor once and not need, a rest.
Yeah.
Richard Jefferson. Actually, we'd love to be hosted on your pod, buddy. But you can also come on ours. But I think LeBron needs to. Not only do other players on the Lakers need to adjust to his style of play, he needs to adjust to their style of play. I mean, what I've really enjoyed watching up till now is how much, in comparison to the Cavs, how much they, go for rebounds, go for steals, go play defense.
Yeah, that's the motivation factor.
Yeah, all these years I've been watching it. I've been like, okay, well, we have Tristan Thompson. He's 6'9". He can, he should be able to fit in the small ball league. But finally, when you have someone like JaVale McGee, it's like, holy shit. We're actually playing defense. That's crazy.
Yeah, McGee leading the league in blocks per game.
JaVale McGee is really having a good month. He's running the floor. Let me just JaVale McGee, we'd love to have you here. For real.
He's also, by the way, last year he ran his, post-game show in the parking lot or whatever the hell.
Oh, yeah, Parking Lot Chronicles with Kevin Durant.
I loved that.
He's super funny.
But not only that, I mean, McGee was a contender for me for the center spot. I mean, he's leading the league in blocks per game. He's up there in field goal percentage. He's doing his job on the boards. He's just a high quality player, and I feel like he's been disrespected in the past because he's a guy that played for just an insane team in the Warriors. And I feel like now he's really stepping into his own.
He's really made his role. He really found his role finally. I mean, even though you're on the Warriors, I mean, you got the rings, right? But, like, you have a minimized role because, first of all, they wanted Zaza Pachulia to start over him, which was an exceptional decision.
Yeah, no. As a Durant fan, I watched all of those, and I can honestly say that was really stupid. Okay, so do you disagree with my list in any position, or are you pretty happy with that?
I think that was, I mean, it's a great time to watch the NBA. I think that was a really good, sufficient list of players. And,
yeah, it's definitely, the NBA just has so many good players. It's kind of tough for me to choose 5. But I have to say, I'm pretty happy with the 5 that we have. And I'm really looking forward to seeing what they do in the month of November. I think that for LeBron to make my list, he's really going to need to step up, though.
Ooh, this is a good part. I'm going to add this to the segment. Players that were on your watch list, but then...
Westbrook is definitely on my watch list because I've been extremely impressed. This is a Thunder team that was like 0 and whatever, and then Westbrook came back and they've just rattled off victories back to back to back to back. I think they're 4 straight with Westbrook back, and he's just like such a change. Like he just brings such energy. So I'm gonna give you a couple players on my watch list right now. I've got
and what they need to do to make your list.
Westbrook got to keep doing what he's doing. Probably score the basketball a little better.
Be more consistent for this next month, right? Is that what you mean? Because he's only been back for a few games.
I know, but that's kind of why I couldn't put him. I mean, Curry's just been unbelievable.
That's true.
So Curry needs to fall off a bit, which I don't know if that's probably going to happen, but we'll see.
Let's not wish for that, I guess.
No, it's not. I'm not wishing for that. Honestly, I think what Curry's doing right now is insane, and I'd love to see that continue, especially as a Durant fan. Seeing players thrive, getting wins is just nice. But Westbrook is on my watch list. I've really been liking what I've been seeing from him. LeBron James, obviously. I mean, you just can't have a list without LeBron. Kemba Walker, I've been really impressed with. He had such a hot start to the year. He's kind of cooled off a bit, but I'd like to see him keep that up. Paul George, I mentioned him earlier. If he can kind of get into the swing of things with Westbrook and really start getting going, I've really been liking what I've been seeing with him. And a name who you probably won't see on the stat sheets, but a guy who I've just seen and I've been impressed with. He's on the highlight reel pretty much every night. Luka Doncic. he's just a raw talent, and I'm
straight out of the gates too.
He's leading the rookies in points. He's like second in assists. He's up there in rebounds. He's been doing everything, and he's fueling kind of a young Mavericks team. So Doncic is my final player on my watch list, and I'm looking forward to seeing what he's got in the coming months.
Yeah, so if you guys want to hit us up on Twitter, you already know what to do. @OfferTable.
Thanks for listening, and peace.
Deuces.